some tomatoes. It's January 17th, and these tomatoes have been in the freezer since they were in the garden this summer. They're frozen, solid, whole tomatoes. One's got a chunk of tomato on it. Anyway, all these pretty heirloom tomatoes. We are going to thaw them and then blend them up and make some sauce. And then we're going to freeze dry it. So normally other years I would can this tomato sauce. This is just what I didn't get to in the summer, and also like ones that we ate pieces off of but didn't finish. I just threw them in a bag in the freezer, and now we'll be able to add to our tomato sauce. Okay, our tomatoes, round one. This is the ones I showed just a minute ago, and they were frozen. Now they are really thawed. I'm trying to look for a whole one. There's a whole tomato. It's all squishy now. This liquid that's in here, I did not add any water to this. This is all liquid that came out of the tomatoes. So I'm just going to get the tomatoes and tomato pieces. This liquid is basically water, but it's, you know, special tomato water. But it needs to come out because it's too much to wait for it to all cook off. But this is one of the benefits of freezing your tomatoes. Ooh, see, I just popped that one. All the water comes out. And then it doesn't take as long to cook down your sauce. So I will get enough in here to...
And when you're making other things, mushy tomatoes aren't good, but with sauce it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter at all. Sauce, and because we're going to be blending these in a high-powered blender, we are using a Vitamix. All the seeds and skins will be pretty much gone. You don't notice them. So you don't need to worry about skinning.
Even little bits of stem.
Yeah, little, well, I try to keep the stems out, but the cores don't matter, like this rough looking top here. But so much water comes out when you thaw them.
What do we do with this water when we're done?
Well, sometimes we give it to the chickens. You can use it as a broth, like a soup base, basically tomato stock. I hate to throw it out because it's obviously got nutrients in it since it came out of a tomato. But depending on how much we do, we're gonna have a lot of water. Okay, so this looks really light colored, partly because we have a lot of yellow tomatoes, but it's mostly because of the air that is in the sauce from going through the Vitamix. It will, we'll put it in the pot here to cook down a bit, and it will get really foamy on the top, and then it will turn red again. All right, so foam I was talking about on top of the sauce from the blender. Next up in the freeze dryer, we have tomato sauce that we showed a little bit ago from our frozen garden tomatoes. I've cooked this down a lot more than I normally do for just tomato sauce. As you can see, it's really thick, and I'm just using my measuring cup to kind of spread it out evenly on the trays. There's another one I just did. I'm just gonna fill them all up until this is all gone, and then we'll have what would have been 7 or 8 quarts of tomato sauce, but since it's cooked down, it could be made into anything really with tomatoes. What I'm really wanting to try to do with this is find a way to make ketchup that doesn't take so long. I mean, in reality, it's taking longer because I'm freeze drying it, but and that takes a day or so. But when you make ketchup from fresh tomatoes in the summer, you have to cook it down and cook it down and cook it down and babysit it the whole time. If we just cook down the sauce and then to this point and then freeze dry it, we can do a much bigger batch and then make smaller batches of ketchup. And the reason that's fun is because I don't want to make a giant batch of the same flavor of homemade ketchup. We like our homemade ketchup to be, you know, to be more flexible and different. So. All right, let's see what we got. Tomato sauce. The trees are cold, right? Like really cold. Like really, really cold. Okay.
Smells really good. It smells like tomato sauce.
Okay, so this is our tomato sauce. We crushed this one up really fine. I was kind of getting worried that it was gonna make like a really smooth sauce. I don't know if it will or not, but anyway, I didn't crush this one up as much, so we can compare when we reconstitute it and try it out, which is probably going to be a while because we have tons of canned tomato sauce. These each have an oxygen absorber in them, and they are sealed up with the vacuum sealer, so they should last a good long while. Okay, so there were 4 of these jars. This is our eggs over here, our freeze-dried eggs. This is our freeze-dried tomato sauce. This is San Marzano sauce. That's why it's so bright red. This is more the kind of sauce that went into here, so that's why the color isn't really as bad as it looks.